Well, hello there. It's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a great interview coming up in just a moment. But don't forget about that subscribe button and the bell, and you'll always be notified of any new episodes coming your way. Leave a comment on the comments section. We'd love to hear from you there. And go to facebook.com/slash Paul Mash TV. That's our official web address. And you can leave a comment on everything you see there. Send us an inbox, and of course, you can follow us there. And email us at paulmashtv, all one word, at gmail.com. And if you're a band or a solo artist and want to be on the show, you can email us and we'll give you the instructions on how to do that. But if you're just simply a fan, you can send us an email at that same address and we'll get back to you. And all this is going to be recapped at the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. From Rockland, Massachusetts today, we have Rebecca Carter Burke, and she's really an awesome artist. I think you're going to agree. And we'll get to that interview in a second, but let's make a quick advertisement to Galtar. Guitar is made specifically for women, and we'll be right back.
Ready in 5.
Darling, when nothing else seems to match up. Galtar, the musical apparel that fits any outfit. Galtar, bringing heaven to earth, one gal at a time. GaltarHeaven.com.
Okay, we're back, and from Rockland, Massachusetts, we have Rebecca Burke with us today. Thank you for joining us, Rebecca.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad to have you here. Well, how did it all begin for you as far as being an artist? Have you always wanted to be an artist? Did you just decide later you wanted to do it? I mean, give us some lowdown on that.
Well, I have been singing forever. It all started with me back in church. And then when I was 10, my family, we moved from a small town in Georgia, Thompson, Georgia. We moved to Texas. And my first day of school there, my parents were registering for me for school, and the choir teacher happened to be in the office, and she sat right down beside me, and she said, "Do you sing?" And I said, "I yeah, I do in church." And she's like, "You need to sign up for the choir." So I did, and I have been singing ever since. I actually went during high school. I studied music. I had voice lessons. I had theater lessons, and I actually went my first 2 years of college. I was a theater major, and though that was at Lawnmowers College, which doesn't exist anymore. It's a 2-year college in Texas. And then the summer after I graduated from to get my 2-year degree, I was in a musical. It's still running today. It's the outdoor musical in the Paladura Canyon, just outside of Amarillo. It's beautiful country up there, and it's an outdoor musical. It's in an amphitheater. It's just a beautiful production, and so I was a cast member. And I met some friends at the show, and they were part of the cast, and I was trying to figure out where I wanted to finish school. I was looking at some schools around Houston, and one of my friends says, "Why don't we go to Boston?" And we did. We just all left and came up to Boston. And my plan was to just go right to school, right when I moved to Boston. But I learned quickly the cost of living up in this area is very different from Texas. And I ended up having to work full time, and I switched my degree to business. And over the course of between working and going to school part time, I did finish my business degree. But I was singing on the side. I was singing at weddings, and then I got married and had kids, and I just sort of put that part of me on the back burner. And things in my life had changed a bit, and I I'm not married anymore. And I realized that I think I'm a better person when I do things that I love and for myself.
Mhm.
And so I just picked it up again. I actually started playing guitar, and I met a really great group of musicians in my area, and started singing in a band. And I'd never been a front person in a band before. I'd been in an ensemble. That was always what I did. I had some solos, if you will, but I wasn't really the front person. And I wanted to sing backup, and they just sort of pushed me out front. And I've been performing with various bands within the Boston area for over 10 years now. And there's just so many amazing musicians in this area. It's kind of insane, and I'm very lucky to have folks that want to perform with me and write songs with me. But during COVID, I had created or started a band. My band Blame the Whiskey, in 2017, I believe, and we had actually produced or released an album with Blame the Whiskey, but none of those songs were mine. They were the guitarist in the band. He had wrote all those songs, and I was singing his songs. And I was wanting. I write poetry, and I had some songs that I was like, oh, I could probably convert this to a song. Just put a chorus here, and get it all organized. And so I'd gone to him and said, hey, you want to help me? And he was too busy for me. So I started to work on it on my own, and then COVID hit. So during COVID, one of my other friends, Ken Snow, he's a really great musician in the area here and singer, excellent singer. Um, no one was playing out; people were live streaming, and so I said to him, "Hey, I got some lyrics to some potential songs. Do you want to team up with me and help me come up with a melody?" That was where I was always stuck. Um, so he was like, sure. So we literally wrote 4 songs over the pandemic, just going back and forth over like phone recordings. We got the demos recorded, and then came up with the melody and the choruses, and I came up with the harmonies, and then I send them out to folks in my band. Yeah, and I'm one of these people. I know my swim lane. I can write songs, I can write lyrics, I can sing a song, but I'm not a bass player, and I'm not a great guitarist. And so I leave that up to the folks that know how to do that. And they really enjoyed partnering with me because I wasn't one of these artists that came in and had the song completely written and asked them, okay, I need you to play this for me on the recording. I gave them a lot of adjectives. This is what this song is about. This is what this song means to me. This is what I hear in my head. And I would send them off, and then we would come together. Finally, when we were able to come together, we were all masked up in different rooms at the studio, but we finally were able to come together and bring some of these songs to life. And they we just said, let's play, just play. And I always started out with the rhythm section. So I had a little acoustic guitar going, and bass and drums were first. And we would play it a few times, and then I would say, you know what, I like what you did here. Can you do this? And we would all collaborate on it, to really get to the sound that I was hoping to reach. And they're so awesome. They did it every time. I was so excited. So that's really kind of my journey in like 3 minutes, I guess, of where I started and how I got into writing my own music. And I really appreciate your interest in having me on your show and asking me about it. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. And that is a great story. And I'm glad that you found music in your life, and hopefully you'll be around for a
Yes.
while and making people happy with that. And so we hope that happens for you.
Thank you.
Um, well, tell us about some of the influences, like all the mainstream or popular artists that really meant a lot to you, that influenced you in your work.
Um, so I will say that probably one of my number one influences, just one of my idols, is Linda Ronstadt. And I listened to that. My parents listened to that. Linda Ronstadt growing up, I have a lot of respect for Linda. I love how she crossed genres, how she could work with anyone in any genre. She just sort of was a trailblazer, and if she didn't like the way something was going, she changed it and she did it the way she wanted to do it. And she was a very inspirational role model for me. And so when I play with my band, we do several cover songs in my band as well, especially if we have a very long gig. We'll do quite a few cover songs. And I always cover a song that Linda did. I probably have three of them that I do in a night. I just love her so much. So I would probably say she's my number one influence. Probably mixed in there too is Joni Mitchell. Again, I heard these records when I was little. And I later on in life, I read a book about her, and it was a bunch of different interviews. And she kind of helped me figure out how to sing as me, to sing as Rebecca Carter Burke and not a cover, like trying to cover other people's songs. And one of the things she said was just sing like you're talking to somebody. You like just don't try to overdo it. Just tell your story. Don't try to sound like anybody else. Just be you and sing like you're telling a story and talking to somebody. And so hopefully that comes out with my songs when people hear that's how I would tell the story if I was talking instead of singing it to you. So that, and I will say this, and there's no one artist, but I think I learned harmony from ABBA and all of the bands in the 70s, all that they call yacht rock now. That's where I learned harmony. There were just so many amazing harmonies in those songs. There was multiple harmony lines. And so I would listen to those songs in our station wagon, family station wagon, listening to those 8-track tapes, probably giving away my age right now. And I would just pick a line, harmony line in a song and sing along the harmony. And I would always kind of visualize, oh, wow, that'd be so cool to be a backup singer.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good influences too.
Yeah.
I love Linda Ronstadt. She's amazing, and like
Oh
you
my God.
mentioned, and even you mentioned ABBA. I mean, you can't go wrong with ABBA. And
Oh yeah, and I mean, there's others. Shania Twain, obviously, she's fun. I love her spirit and how fun she is. I love humor and music. I love Miranda Lambert. I love covering some of her songs. Oh my gosh, she's funny. I like her. So um, Bonnie Raitt. I have a ton of influences, I guess, but those are the ones that are coming to mind right now.
yeah, even Shania Twain and Bonnie Raitt, like you mentioned. I mean,
Mm.
imagine quite a few of them that were really good for
Oh yeah,
definitely legends. So,
yeah.
well, if anybody watching this song, we're going to be playing in a minute, and they might want to download more of your songs, or maybe they want to follow you on social media. Tell everybody how they can do that.
So there's a few ways to do that. If you want to see everything, the whole package, Rebecca Carter Burke and Blame the Whiskey, I have a website, and it's pretty easy. BlameTheWhiskey.com. I'm surprised no whiskey company or no one has ever taken that. But I got it. So BlameTheWhiskey.com. And that will link you to pretty much all the other social media. I do have my solo artist project page, which is RebeccaCarterBurke.com. So those are two websites. And I'm also on Facebook, and that is, if you want to find me on Facebook, that's Blame the Whiskey Band, because believe it or not, there are other Blame the Whiskey bands out there. And then also on Instagram, which I always almost slip and say Instacart every time I refer to it. Instagram, I'm actually under Rebecca Carter Burke. So those are some places where you can find me. And I try really hard to keep all the website information up to date and the Facebook site up to date. So anybody watching this in this area, I would love to see you out sometime.
Okay, well, do what she says. Follow her on the Instagram and Facebook, and go to those websites she talked to you about, and and get more of her music. I know she would love you for that.
Thank you.
And right now we're going to be watching the video. New Hampshire Stars, I do believe, is the name of the song. Is there a
Yes.
story behind that song? We'd love to hear it.
Well, yes, there's always a story. Sometimes it's different pieces of stories and that I just kind of things that have happened to me or friends or whatever that I pull together that are a common theme, put it that way. Um, and I don't always like to share what the story is sometimes because I people when they hear the song they have an idea in their head and I don't want to ruin that for them. But I will say this: it's sort of my country blues song. Really the blues is one of my favorite genres. So it's a little take my little take on a country blues song, but it's a happy song. It's a happy blues song because it's really about not giving up on love and finding someone, say, later in life, and how they can help you pick the pieces up and help you put you back together again, and how they can carry you. And one of the lines is, "I took a leap of faith and landed in your arms," and that happened to me with the relationship that I'm currently in. So I'm very happy, and so this song was really for him.
Okay, well, that is a great story, and I know everyone's dying to get into the song, and we'll be getting to that in just a second. But Rebecca, we want to thank you so much for being on the show today. We'd love to have you back sometime if you want to plug anything new.
Oh, I'd love to do that. That would be great. Thank you.
Okay, well, I guess we'll get right into the song here. It's called New Hampshire Stars, and it starts right now.
Babe, I know you love me. I see it in your eyes. You have to know that I love you too. But I got here the hard way, so it took a little time for me to give my heart to you. But on that summer evening, back in late July, we knew our love had finally found a home. You reached out your hand and took me by your side, and I knew that I'd never be alone. Oh, I took a leap of faith and landed in your arms. You carried me and overlooked my scars. I thought I'd never love again, but you showed me the way, and now we're sitting underneath New Hampshire stars. Too many years I've spent searching for the one, but there you were this whole time. You picked up all my pieces and made me whole again. Your love has brought me back to life. Oh, I took a leap of faith and landed in your arms. You carried me and overlooked my scars. I thought I'd never love again, but you showed me the way, and now New Hampshire style.